All right, so today is July 22nd, 2019, and this is an interview for the Orange and the Black, the Monroe Bearcats History Project. And I'm going to let the two guys I'm interviewing today tell me a little bit about themselves, where they're from, all that stuff.
My name is Trey. I'm from Monroe, Washington. I'm a slot receiver and a cornerback, and I'm class of 2021.
My name is Gio Fregoso. I'm class of 2020. I am a quarterback and also a receiver.
So, for both you guys, when did you guys start playing football?
See, I started playing football, flag football, when I was in kindergarten, and then my dad didn't get me into tackle football until I was in the 3rd grade.
Yeah, for me, I didn't start playing like any football. Like my first form of football was flag football. That was 6th grade, and then my first form of like real football, tackle football, was in 8th grade. Yeah.
Now, was football both your guys' like primary sports, or you play something on the side?
Well, I played, through the ranks I've played. Football was my main sport. I also played basketball, track, and I'm starting to get into golf a little bit.
Yeah, for me it was just soccer for like the most part up until I started playing football in 8th grade, and they took over full time.
Now, what was that like for you guys, when you first broke into like the team and that kind of stuff? Playing as freshmen or trying to get into the squad, trying to get on the varsity team. What was that experience like?
See, when I transferred to Monroe High School my freshman year, it was definitely a change just because, meeting new people, things like that. But I remember going into the summer, going into the season, it was just competition. Saying I'm trying to beat that senior across from me for a spot. And, it was a lot of competition through the ranks.
Yeah, for me, I didn't really get to start competing for like a varsity spot up until my sophomore, going into my junior year, when we had one of our homies who transferred to Monroe to try and beat out the spot for quarterback. And so for that, it was just really tough at first because we didn't know who was going to get the job. I always thought my name was going to be set in stone for the position, but it turns out it wasn't, and I had to solidify, battle through adversity, all that stuff just to get it. So yeah, it was a good learning experience overall.
Yeah. Now, Trey, you started in 2017 on that awesome team. And you got a lot of playing experience on that team. What was that like, competing with that team and being with a great group of seniors?
Oh, yes, sir. I mean, just going into my freshman year, it was felt like a family unit from the beginning, It was like them seniors brought me in as family, and it just meant so much to me. And then the experience, my last 6 games, I was starting just due to injuries and things like that. But yeah, Coach Bump put me on the field. He said I wouldn't put you on the field if you weren't ready. So I took that to heart, and I said I'm gonna give you 100% of my effort every single play. So it was amazing getting that experience my freshman year in my last 6 games.
Yeah. Now, Gio, you've had that quarterback competition. What was that like? Having to fight for it and not just have it be handed. You guys have had to work very hard to get to this point, but
yeah,
QB competition's a little tough.
Yeah, it was definitely tough because at first, start of spring camp that first year, they labeled me as a starter, but right after that 4th play of team was they took me out and then put him in, and so I took that to heart, and from there I was just like, I can't let this happen. These are my dudes. I can't let a transfer QB, no disrespect to him, he's a great person and everything, but I just can't let a transfer QB just come in and beat out my guys. These are the guys that I'm gonna ride with and everything. So it was definitely tough overall, but I'm happy I went through that because then I wouldn't know what true adversity feels like, for sure.
Is there any specific, upperclassmen that you guys that really imparted a lot of wisdom, kind of, put you under their wings?
For me, I remember my first touchdown my freshman year against Cascade. Gio threw it to me.
Yeah, I threw that to him. My first touchdown.
See, how long was that? It was 40-some yards. It was
Yeah.
a bomb, She caught the ball. I remember just going up with it and then coming down. I got up, and the first person to greet me was Isaiah Cole. And I just remember him coming up to me saying, "You're going to be something special one day." And I took that, and I was just like, wow. Such a Monroe legend coming up to me and saying something like that. It really meant a lot to me. But overall, I feel like all my seniors brought me in, honestly. That was just one moment in time where I've had a whole bunch of memories with a whole bunch of seniors. So, yeah, just one moment.
Yeah, for me, the seniors that like, especially from that year, those like are the guys that had the biggest impact on me. Was definitely like guys like Jaden Pruitt, Isaiah Lewis, Kanala Batomka, Boo Boo, we could call him. Yeah, like those three especially. Those are like the top three who like really took me under the wing for sure. Like Jaden, he's just dropping all the wisdom he knows at the quarterback spot since he's been doing his whole life. And then Isaiah just told me what it feels like, just like be a true grinder. And then Boo Boo just like taught me just how to have fun with it and everything. And like I remember like after that season, they same with Trey, they just all came up to me and they're like, yeah, you take over this team. We trust you guys, and we know you guys are gonna do big things. So that really meant a lot to me for coming from them.
You guys still keep in contact with some of the guys who have graduated and gone on to other things, played at some colleges. Do you still keep in contact and ask them questions, that kind of thing?
Yes, sir, definitely. I still have group chat with all the seniors and things like that. They added me to a little group chat. But yeah, I definitely try to keep in touch as much as I can because I'm busy, they're busy as well. But anytime we can, yeah, I'll definitely keep in touch with them.
Yeah, same with him. Just like anytime, like I'll just send him a text here and there. Like before our games on Friday nights, I'll just get a text from like each of them, and they just tell me like, "Hey man, like good luck," and I just like, yeah, it means a lot to know that they're still reaching out to me even when they're doing all their stuff in college and everything.
That's great. So the next season, 2018, you have a lot of seniors who move on, and it's up to a lot of juniors and sophomores to carry the team. So coming into that season, what was that like knowing that it's on your guys' shoulders?
Yes, sir. We were a very young team. I feel like we were a little inexperienced that year, but I knew by heart that we were going to give it everything we had, and it was all about improving every single week. We just took every single week to try to improve, work on our craft, and just keep getting experience. So then we'll be even stronger this next year. And yeah, I remember like it was just all about leadership. We needed to find a leader on that team. We're such a young team. Just finding leaders to stand up and be a part of the grind.
Yeah, exactly what he said. Like it was definitely, losing all that big group of seniors and then you like not knowing who the true leaders are. That was definitely tough, but I feel like we found it early on in the season. Like when we battled through all those injuries with our linemen and everything, like our other linemen stepped up. I mean, like he definitely stepped up, being as young as he is. Like Efton did, Rybar did, like everyone. And so yeah, it was a great learning experience. Just being able to find out those leaders and who they are and everything.
Yeah. Now you guys started off. It's a difficult schedule to start out with. You play at Eastlake. Eastlake's a great team. Woodinville, Lake Stevens. But then the rest of the season, you guys come back and win a bunch of your last games. You talk about your resolve that season to just kind of come together, and because it's not like you guys didn't have the talent. You guys are very talented, and you guys had a lot of injuries that came about.
Yeah.
So we're just fighting through that adversity, First 3 games, probably hardest 3 games of our schedule. But, just taking it one week at a time. It was always about constant improvement, every single week. After that Eastlake game, now time to move on to Woodinville. After Woodinville, time to move on to Lake Stevens and so forth. It was all about improving every single week, and then that's how we started winning more games.
Yeah, exactly. It was improving every single week. That's the mentality coach brought to every single meeting, every single practice. It was just like, hey, forget what happened last week. We're just going to improve and move on to next week. And that definitely, like the turning and resolving point was definitely that after that Lake Stevens game, when we realized what we could have done. I think we put up the most points against them I think anyone did in the regular season. And so, like, we took that, and then we're like, Coach was like, okay, see what we can do, but now we just got to bring all that together, piece it together, piece by piece. And then I feel like when he told us that, like, he just gave us that reality check after that week 3 game. Then just going into week 4, we was just a new team, and we came in firing off all cylinders, and that's how we got our first win of the season. Yeah, for sure.
What does that Lake Stevens game mean to you guys? Is it the most important game on the schedule, it seems? I mean, they're all important in their own way, but that's a long rivalry.
Just him right here.
For me, it's just taking it one week at a time. I don't worry about Lake Stevens until the week of. I never wrap my mind around, it's just Lake Stevens, this and that. No. For me, it's always taking it one week at a time. Just like currently, we got Eastlake. That's the first game we're focusing on.
Exactly.
So that's always our mindset. We don't move on to the next week because we never know what could happen in that current week against our first week, second week teams.
Yeah, like exactly what he said. For us, it's always just week by week, practice by practice, hour by hour, pretty much. And But like, yeah, honestly, like we do feel a certain way about Lake Stevens just because not being able to just like losing them our whole lives. Like for me, it's just I haven't won a single game against Lake Stevens, so that game means a little bit more to me. But for me, that's just like what I say about them. But I'd rather focus on Eastlake and Woodinville, and then once Lake Stevens comes, it's just like another team on our schedule, basically. That's how we're looking at them this year for sure.
Yeah. So after the season ends, you guys are practicing and all that stuff. What's it like? Because I know you guys just came back from the Eastern camp. What's it like, practicing at, different schools and that kind of stuff, hanging out with, competition from the rest of the league and playing, 7-on-7s with them?
Oh, it was definitely an amazing experience, just finding teams all around the area coming together at one camp. It's definitely competition. It's an eye-opener, being able to see all those teams. But, yeah, it's definitely a great experience.
Yeah, it's a great experience. You just like the relationships you build in football is just crazy. Like I've made so much friends that I can just like see them on the street and just say hey, and we have a good time. Like it's amazing the relationship you can build from that. And yeah, just being around all those teams is just like it just teaches you how to be a better person too. Like you don't have to like let your whole life revolve around like some rivalry. Like we can all just be friends and all that too.
I see a lot of camaraderie with you guys and other WESCO players on Twitter and that kind of stuff. You guys are very supportive when somebody gets an offer or something like that. You talk a little bit about just what it's like on and off the field, with competition.
Oh yeah, for me, I always say like we can be homies off the field, but then once we're on the field, it's on. It's war. Yeah. For me, but yeah, definitely I always try to give props, give congratulations to a lot of players, because I mean, I be grinding with them. I play against them or with them. Either way, I'm happy for them.
Yeah, exactly. Same. Basically, just paying off what he said. Just like you, when you see stuff like that, you just like, there's no point in just putting out like negative energy like that. Like you got to congratulate them. Like it's something that they've been working for their whole lives. So yeah, you just got to give them props. Like even if it's just like a WESCO for like a King Kofo, just like anyone. Yeah.
So we're about a month and a half away from football season. You guys excited? You guys ready for the season? How do you feel about this upcoming season?
Yes, sir. Very confident. We have a lot more seniors this year. We're senior heavy. Definitely have a lot of a whole year's experience. I'm feeling really excited for this season coming up.
Yeah, me too. Definitely. Like for me, it's just a special season. It's just senior season and like that's how everyone views it. But yeah, we got a lot to prove on our shoulders, and we just want to come out knowing that we can give the town like the football team that they've always wanted and everything like that 10-2 team. Like we want to repeat that, maybe build on it and improve. Like we obviously don't know what's gonna happen, but that's like our main goal for sure.
Would you say the really tough times with the 2018 season helped you guys be stronger players and help that unity with the team?
Yes, sir, definitely. It's always about that adversity factor. When a team is able to fight through that and be able to bond closer together from it, it's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Like facing that adversity and everything was just like something super tough. But like luckily, like it brought us together. Like some of us cried together, just wondering like what we could do to be better. And yeah, so definitely brought us closer together.
Yeah. What's the coaching staff like? I've talked to Bump, I've talked to Darrow. You talk about your coaches and what they mean to you.
All amazing coaches. Coach Bump. I've known him since I was 6th grade. I was training with him for a long time. He's a great mentor of mine. If you know Coach Bump, he's a great family man. Mm-hmm. He's just an amazing person and excellent coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Coach Bum, one of the best coaches I think I've ever going to encounter in my entire lifetime. Like it's just like this is a fact. And for me, like the coaching staff is like amazing. It's just an amazing group of men put together, and like they're definitely teaching us just how to become like better men in the community for sure. Like Darryl being a teacher just gives us like history lessons during practice. Mm-hmm. Coach Lane being the basketball coach he is, he's just like just gives us like basketball tips like during football practice. Like they just like to have fun during practice, and I'm just really glad that it's that coaching staff that we have.
Now, Trey, does it help, or how much does it help knowing that Bump was an awesome receiver in college? He played for the Seahawks. He was a wide receiver for them as well. What's that like having Coach Bump playing the same position as you?
Yes, sir. It's an amazing experience. Just because I'm just soaking it all up like a sponge. I'm just trying to get all the information I can in these 4 years, and it's just amazing I can ask him anything. You know, anything about the formation, about what the other defense is running, what I should do off of certain things. Should I sit here? Should I throttle down in here? Should I keep going here? You know, any question he has the answer to. And you know, it's just amazing with all of the experience he has. You know, being at Wazoo and then also playing for the Seahawks. It's a lot of experience.
And Gio, I talked to an older gentleman who played quarterback in the '60s.
Yeah.
What's it like being a quarterback now? And you know, it's definitely more responsibility for you guys, is it not?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's like everyone says it's the hardest position on the field, and I've been around every single position, like 7-on-7. I played linebacker, corner, safety, wide receiver. I've basically seen it all except for being a lineman, but definitely hardest position I've ever played in my entire lifetime. Like you just have to know like literally every single thing going on the field, like what your linemen are doing, what the formation is, what to expect from those coverages, like blitz packages, like everything, like what the receivers are doing and everything, like even on a broken play, like how you have to improvise and like how you have to think. So yeah, definitely, like you just have to see everything, and it's just something I've never been like I was never used to up until I started playing. Yeah.
Now that older gentleman as well also mentioned that the playbook for them was also just really kind of small. It was just simple things. It's a lot harder, right? The playbook is a lot bigger now.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, the playbook. Like, I don't want to like. I'm not sure the exact number of plays, but like from like plays we can put together from like our formations and everything, it's probably close to like 300 or 400. Like we just have a ton of plays in there. Yeah.
I gotcha. So what's it like to be a player at Monroe High School, just in general, like walking around school, or just carrying that reputation of representing the team, that kind of thing?
Oh, it's great. You can just walk around school, see your homeboy. Every day at school, just be like, "Hey, what's up, dog?" Dap it up, this and that. Even walk some people to class. Checking up on how they're doing. It's a brotherhood. It's a brotherhood at Monroe High School. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just like it's awesome because you just honestly like you see like you may have like family at the high school, but like there's like nothing compares to like that football family, that football ball, and like you just see your friend in the hallway, just like shake them up, have a good time, talk it up in the hallway and everything, and then like you see everyone, like a lot of people just know your name, and that just makes you feel good because like you're doing something good, and like you see someone, you just make them smile, like it just brightens up their day, and that's like it's a good feeling to know that too. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have had a lot of experience. So what's it like, imparting some of your wisdom onto some of the younger guys who are just breaking in, that kind of thing, and being in, the leadership shoes that your mentors were in not too long ago?
Yes, sir. It's great. Just soaking everything up from all my mentors, all of my seniors, this and that, and then being able to transfer that into the younger generation. It's amazing. And just seeing them all bright-eyed, ready to go, it's just great. And, number one thing I tell them, just soak it up like a sponge, just like I did. Everything, just soak up all the information I could possibly give you and then transfer it to the field.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like with me, like I try to give the quarterbacks as much tips as possible, and I just take literally all the best things I learned from like Coach Lane. Like he's definitely my biggest mentor, and then Jaden Pruitt is also one of my biggest mentors. It's just like I just try to take everything that I learned from them, that from like this past year, the year before that, and I just try to pass it on to the two freshman QBs that are going on that are playing right now. So yeah, and it's really awesome when like you just can tell them something, and then like the next play they show you and they do it the exact way you pictured it. It's just really awesome feeling to know that.
Now I know you guys still have some time left. I know you got 2 years left before you graduate. Have you guys been thinking about what you're going to do once you graduate and that kind of thing? Class, schools you're thinking of, like that you would want to go to, that kind of thing?
Yes, sir. I'm just thinking about after high school, just graduating and then going straight to college, get into a 4-year college, get my degree, and then use that platform to impact other people in my lifetime, So I'm definitely, it's education first always, and then football, but I definitely want to get a 4-year education out of college.
Yeah, exactly. Same plan as him. I just want to be able to just go to college, go to 4 years, secure that degree, and just do the thing that I love and just play football. So yeah, that's like my ultimate plan. And then after college, just do whatever it is that I choose to do. And like because honestly I don't have a plan right now, but I'll make one. Yeah.
You definitely have time. Don't worry about it, man. What's something that you would like to accomplish in this next season? I know you got, this is your junior season coming up, and this is your senior season coming up. So you guys have different things that you want to accomplish in the next season. what's it like, or what are you guys thinking?
Always constant improvement for me, just always finding 3 things I can fix every single practice, going into every single game, 3 things I can improve on, and then just going forward, improving onto that, and then making sure I don't repeat that same mistake that I have.
For me, it's just being at the quarterback position, just make as little as mistakes as possible, so that way I can just be the best quarterback I can be for my team. So that way, because a lot of the energy, like the vibes and like how we play, is just like put off of me. So I definitely want to just be on my best game, so that way I can inspire my teammates to be on their best game too.
Nice. Well, I'm just about out of questions, but the last question, do you have any closing thoughts on, just what it means to be a Bearcat this upcoming season? Anything else you want to just say to the community at large?
Just want to thank my whole community for coming out to every single game. I love the fans, showing so much love coming to every single one of our games. I always try to thank them as much as I can. So, Monroe's a great community. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, me as well. Monroe's definitely a great community. I've seen a ton of communities and everything. This one's such a tight knit, close family, and just being able to see people just such a diverse bunch just in the stands just cheering us on. You got older people, you got your parents, your friends, your family, everyone just cheering you on. It's just an amazing feeling to have, and just to know that your community backs you up. That year we went 10-2, and we had all the parents packed down the high school, then down the hill, and even people from the community that we didn't know. It was just awesome being able to know that your community has your back like that.
Yeah. Well, Gio, Trey, I wanted to thank you guys for coming out. I really appreciate the thoughts and the talk.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for having us. Go Bearcats.